This is
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. To the hardest pledge allegiance I stand. I'm going to
Wes got what he needed.
I give it all to this fucking mic stand. If it's been done before, then I know.
all right.
I'm on the rise, I'm trying to keep
Keep a level head.
Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar. I'm Jalan.
And I'm Simeon Panda.
And this is another episode of the #1 podcast in all of Los Angeles. Nice and neat. As you can see, we have an incredible guest here today. And I'm going to do something I've never done. I actually would be disrespectful if I just off the top of my head give people your rap sheet. So here we go.
Yeah, straight up. No, straight up.
Here we go.
No,
Here we
straight
go.
up.
Here we go.
Go in.
Look, we got the owner of Just Lift. We got the owner of Elimin8. He's an entrepreneur. He was featured in Forbes. He's one of the world's top 10 influencers for fitness. He is amazing. Simeon is amazing, okay? That's not in the bio. That's me saying that. He has one of the most incredible setups. As you know, when we say setup, we're talking about his physique, okay? Got one of the most incredible ones of all time. Simeon's he's competed in bodybuilding shows worldwide and winning the Euro Championships in 2013. Please give it up for Mr. Simeon Panda.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you.
Man, no problem, man. I'm excited to have you here because I purposely left this out of the intro. You are a husband as well.
Indeed.
And I am excited to list all of those things that the world will regard as some of the most exciting and exhilarating and the highest of things, because I wanted to personally give you your flowers for having all of those accolades, for having all of those accomplishments and being at the height of all those things and saying, I want to focus on one woman.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
What I'm saying is you're a unicorn, brother.
Nah, not
Unicorn,
even.
brother.
If I'm a unicorn, you guys too. Because all three of you are on that path, you know? And one thing that I love about you guys, and I'm excited to share with everyone, is, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and the podcasts I listen for jokes, I listen for finance. What I get from you guys is you're all my age. You're similar age. I'm a little bit older. I think
We're on the same age.
Yeah, all around the same age. And you talk about relationships so positively and in a way that I feel that they should be spoke about. I listen to a lot of single people talking about relationships, and I find it funny, so I'd still listen.
It's entertaining.
Their opinions, they haven't got a clue, but it's funny to listen to, But you guys speak from a perspective that's very similar to mine. And I'm excited for your relationships because when I listen to them, I'm like, yeah, you guys got it. You got it. Yeah, that's right. Like, because not saying, I'm not the guy to speak on it, but I've been in my relationship for like 9 years. Wow. We've been married 3. And, I see
similarities,
loads in what you guys talk about, in the way that in your approach to your relationships as well. I'm always taking your clips and I'm showing Shan, listen to this, because every time I listen, I'm like, snap, yeah, dope, and everything's on point. Everything's on point, So like, I'm excited for you guys.
Nah,
Big
thank
time.
you.
I appreciate that, bro.
And I want you to keep sharing that, like, and keep being. Don't worry about the simp talk and all that nonsense. That's nonsense. How can you even say that to a guy that's with his beautiful woman and like you're both building together, having a great it's so irrelevant what anyone else thinks.
Right.
Yes.
And I think that's what the problem is. People thinking about what other people think. I'm thriving in my relationship. And I know you guys are too, and that's all that matters, And like, so,
Let me ask you this though. How what type of impact does being with a woman, right? In your case, being married, play into your success?
Oh, wow. A lot, man. I mean, my decision making is I'll go to Shan and I'll be like, what do you think about this? All the time. So like, we have to be on the same page, and vice versa. You have to lean on each other. It's beautiful, In terms of success, like I started out on my own, but once you become a team, it's fantastic, man. It's fantastic, and you realize you're building to something bigger than just you. It even probably makes you work even harder because now you're building for a family rather than just your own pleasures. You're like, Like the house that I live in now, I would not live in on my own. Like what am I doing on my own in that house? But because I got a family, it's like, yes, this is for us, you know? So I think it plays a huge role.
Yeah.
It plays a huge role.
It seems like it's a different level of, it just kind of fosters a different level of work ethic.
Oh, big time.
You know?
Big time.
And reason and a purpose and why, you know?
Definitely.
You know, we talk about, still staying on the topic of relationship and marriage, we talk about respect a lot of time. And in this sense, back to the question about business, how do you feel like you've now been respected in bringing in a partner and just even having that jewelry on your finger? Do you feel like the respect has changed, or do you feel like it's the same?
In terms of respect from other people? Or?
From other people.
Big time. I think people are inspired by it. You know, seeing, because like for the people that follow us, they've seen us together for a long time. And I'm sure when they saw me pop the question, they were very excited. It's funny because obviously I listen to you guys all the time, and I think you discussed at one point the people asking that question, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Which was...
It's annoying.
Oh, big time. And rude, and everything that you discussed, I was on the same page with you guys. But I'm sure that those people, when they finally did see it, were like, wow, man, like, you know? and so that is nice, you know? And it's nice as well for, again, the people that are doing like the podcast that I told you that are single, they can see this and say, yo, it does work, you know? It is a good thing. It is like, because I remember one of the funniest things is I spoke to two guys one time, and they were talking about my proposal. And I didn't know if they were mocking or not. And I remember at the end of it, because they was like, oh, did you cry? And then they nudged each other like a little giggle. And I remember thinking, are these guys for real?
Hey, y'all trying to play me?
No, because I had to think of it after, because I was thinking, I'm the one that's laughing, man. I'm good. I'm good. You guys are still playing the field, which is fine. There's no issue with that, because these guys were younger than me. These guys were in like mid-20s. But I was laughing to myself thinking, you'll realize soon, though. Like, you're going to get, eventually you're going to find a woman that you love big time. And your thought process is going to change. Now, it's silly to you guys, because you're young and you're still, you don't know that maturity of a relationship yet. But you know, so.
Speaking of that, you said you've been dating or you were with her for 9 years, married for 3. Right. When you met her, because we don't know the extent of your relationship or how it happened, but when you guys did meet, like, what was it about her that made you say, yo, this is the one for me and I'm going to move forward with?
All right. So I've shared this already. I shared it in like a YouTube video, but we met on Twitter.
Okay.
And I saw a picture of her. I was blown away. So what's this Twitter?
Tweet.
No, they had DMs. They had DMs.
DM?
At that time?
No, Twitter always had DMs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Twitter always had DMs.
I sent her a DM, and we just started chatting. And then the funny thing is, I sent a picture of her to my guys, and I said, yo, if her personality matches how she looks, I'm out. I'm out. And I tell her this all the time. She just laughs. I said, I'm out. And then we went on a first date. The funny thing is, even though I said that we've been together like 8-9 years, we've known each other for, I think it's 11, because we went on a first date. In my opinion, went smooth. It was good. It was a great date, but like, we didn't hit it off after that. Damn. So that first date, all them years ago, we kept in contact after, and then eventually, and I always say that I think it was just timing. It's good timing because a couple years later we went on another first date, and then from then it was just you know, so it was just a timing thing. But like that's how we met. And one thing that me and Shan have always had is communication. Like, even from the second first date was one of the best dates. It's the best date I've ever been on. We sat, so basically we went to, and I've got so many things I want to share.
I love your excitement.
Seriously.
You see when, because there's a lot of conversation about money. Yeah. You know, people spending money. How much should I spend on a date and all this stuff? Me and Shan laugh about it because the restaurant I took her to, the people in the UK will know, I took her to a restaurant called Giraffe. Now, Giraffe is like, what can I compare it to here in the US? It's just a chain, man. It's nothing crazy. The reason we went there was because it was just local to like this embankment where you could walk down the Thames. And the reason I'm mentioning that is we didn't have to go spend all this crazy money that people keep talking about. It wasn't about that. So we ate, and then after we ate, we went for a walk, and then we sat on a bench and talked for maybe 2 hours. Best day ever. Like, when you're really trying to connect with someone or see if someone, if you could build with someone, or if you can just get to if you have a connection, that's all that's really needed. It's not about your friggin' what the restaurant that you're going to. Now, like, mind you, now we eat
wherever.
Like literally wherever. We don't check. We just go eat, and we love to eat.
Well,
nice.
y'all rooted. Y'all is, of course, as you should.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get to people that the real dates, where if you are definitely trying to see if that you both have a connection, and I'm not talking about a date where I'm trying to impress her because I want to get her into bed or something like that, or I'm talking about you really want to get to see. It doesn't really. I don't think that really matters.
Right.
You know, I don't think that where to a degree. Obviously, you know, I have some pride. Like I like to eat nice places. So
of course,
if I was single, I'd be going to nice places. I like to eat good food.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you don't have to do like some impress. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you. I like that you said that. I know, Omar, you and Candace's first date was breakfast, right?
Breakfast.
There you go. Right. And I bet you any money, you guys were just vibing.
The best day, bro. We sat at breakfast for 2 hours.
Yes.
How you sit at breakfast? Breakfast takes 30 minutes, bro. 2 hours at breakfast.
It's the vibe.
You see what I'm saying? So Omar's first date was at breakfast, right? You said you guys didn't have to spend a bunch of money, and it was just a really nice date. On our page, I was scrolling through the comments, and I seen a young lady say that I'm tired of dudes trying to take me on a coffee date.
Oh, I saw that comment too.
Right? I don't want a dude to take me on a coffee date. I want you to spend some money to show me that you invested in me. Right? It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And it rubbed me the wrong way because I actually know people who really get to know each other over coffee dates, over breakfast, over things like that. Over lunch, you know, and I think it's a little bit more appropriate as well too, because the sun is out.
Yes.
Right. So I'm not trying to take you to the crib after this. Like that's not what this message is portraying. So speaking to that, like I think it's important to understand that, like, yo, how we spend this first date monetarily doesn't matter at all. So hearing that message coming from you is super dope.
No, for real.
Super dope.
For real.
How's the dating mentality different in the UK as opposed to the US?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Shit on my UK guys. But I feel like they're less inclined to spend money. Like less inclined to want to. So like over here, I see like guys do a lot, man. You lot go in. Like you go in like on like dates, and I don't think that they do that in the UK. You know, I think that people are more reserved to do that in the UK for whatever reason. Not saying it's good or bad, but they're definitely more reserved in the UK to being like to spending money. You know, so and that's not even just maybe on the date or impressing the lady, on them like just to have a good time for yourself. Like spend money, man. Have a good times. You know. So and I know people might think, oh, but you're contradicting what you said. No, I always said like. Enjoy yourself,
right?
But don't just try and lead with that, you know.
Right.
So
because that'll be basically what you're based off of, everything, right?
You know.
So now I know you've been living in LA. I mean, you've been living in LA for how long?
7 years now.
7 years. Yeah. So you're far removed from like UK. But in terms of, I know you watch on social media, you see all like the gender wars, and like the men and women on podcasts talking about, you know, I'm right, this, and that, right? Is that the same here as it is in the UK, or is it like, have you noticed any difference?
I've been gone for too long, man.
Gone for too long.
I've been gone for too long. So I'm seeing what you guys are seeing on the algorithms, you know.
Yep.
So and it's seeming like it's just becoming one message.
Yes.
Like
everywhere
between the US and the UK.
Yeah.
You know, it's that everyone's having, and the gender wars don't make no sense to me. Man. I love that you guys are not about that at all. It's like, because you guys like how can the way that they talk about women, makes no sense to me. How do you hate women?
How?
How? I don't get it, you know. And then some people's platform is literally to hate women or to hate men, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously I'm gonna relate it to my wife, and I was like, no, we got so much in common. In common. That, whereas everyone wants to discuss the differences and you know, they do this, they're this. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. So.
Wow. So talk to us, man, about your discipline, bro. All right, because
it's crazy.
Because we see the optics,
crazy.
right? We look at you, right? I've seen articles that say, man, this guy is the best physique, like he has the best body I've ever seen. You know what I mean? So between the fitness, between being in a committed husband, you know what I mean? Between just moving out here and creating a life for yourself, like those things require discipline. Like what are some things, because especially like we try to cultivate an environment where men look at us and say, yo, like, I want to emulate them. Right? I want to do the things they do so I can achieve what they achieve, right? What are some things that you do to stay disciplined to achieve the things you've achieved?
One unifying thing that I can say when I think about being disciplined in all these avenues that you've described is integrity to myself. I never want to let myself down. I think we spoke earlier about when I said the issue that I had where my brother helped me out, you know, boosted me. It was because I always hold on to this thing that I'm of good moral character. I'm smart, etc. Like I have these things, and I need to make sure that I uphold them for myself. You know, it's not even. I've never been the kind of person that I can't let my mom down, I can't let my dad down, I can't let me down. Sim, you know who you are, you know what you stand for, and that then lends itself to everything that I do. Whether it's the training, whether it's in my relationship, you know, being faithful and all that stuff. It's don't let yourself down. You know who you are. You know, with my training, I know who I am. You know, so if I slack and you think no one's watching. I'm watching, man. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? With everything, I'm watching. You know, and that can help make you just like, because the worst thing you ever want to do is just is be less than you know who you are, man. That's that for me. That's my driving force. Wow. You know, and like I said, that helps me with business. It helps me with my training, relationship, everything. Just don't let yourself down, man. Always remember who you are and what you stand on. You know, so that's what I keep in mind for everything. So if all else fails, if all the other strategies that you've read, all your discipline, etc., just don't let yourself down. Yeah. Don't let yourself down. Do what you know you're capable of, man.
Yeah. So in life, at the time, when you think about the times that you have failed, right? How did you overcome those feelings or that time? Boy. Or maybe you weren't in it as successful, right? Or maybe you did doubt yourself, right? How did you overcome those times?
It's a good one, man. Trying to think of what the actual scenarios when they actually occurred, you know.
Failures don't really happen.
No, they happen.
No, I've had some. I've had some, and then I've in certain situations I've pivoted, but then I've had to think about, am I really failing? Because what I've said,
subjective, right?
Go in on that.
Because one thing is to not be delusional about certain things as well. You're not Superman. Like there's things that you're good at. There's things that you can learn and excel at. Like. People talk about this every day, but it should always should be a continuing message. You can do anything you want to do. The world right now, YouTube, you can teach yourself anything. You know, so with that being said, also you cannot then think that you can just, how can I put it? Don't be delusional if you then attempt something that might just be not for you.
Right.
You know, so there is certain things that I've done where I've been I've had to just assess it. It's not that I'm not living up to my capabilities. That might just
not for you.
Yeah, it's not for you. It's not for you, you know. So
when you look at it like
clearly
that,
because if your heart's not fully in it, it might not have been for you.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's balancing that belief that I said with not being delusional about certain accomplishments I'm trying to achieve.
And when you look at it like that, from that perspective, it's not a failure. It's like, well, I just learned something new
about
myself.
New. Yeah, definitely.
So it works out.
You know?
So I'm a fat guy, right? Hypothetically. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling with, I say, to lose weight. Yeah. Right? What's the first steps that if I come to you, I say, Sim, help me lose weight. I don't want to look like you, but I just want to lose 20 pounds and look as best as I can, as quick as I can, right? How would you, I know everyone's different, but how would you just approach that in terms of mindset, in terms of practicality, in terms of nutrition?
Well, the first thing I want to ask is, what are you doing right now? What are you actually doing? Because most people, they say that, and then as soon as you ask that question, that's when you really find out what angle they're coming from. They might be coming to you from an angle of, I've not tried anything yet. And then you're like, whoa, okay, well, we can play now. Because you haven't done anything yet. Simply maybe cutting out fizzy drinks, soda. That's going to get you to lose X. You know, going to the gym and doing the most basic is going to make you lose X. So it depends where they're starting from. You know, and because you might get a person that, they might be overweight, but it's like, no, I train, you know, and I've been dieting. you know. So what am I doing wrong? And then even with those people, you ask them, they say, what was your starting point? They'll say, I started at 200 pounds. I'm now 180. I'm like, so something was working. What was that you were doing? I was doing this, but it's not quick enough. How long have you been doing that for? 3 weeks. Be easy. Like, keep going, consistency. So it's never a one size fits all answer. You know, you need to know where that person's coming from. And the funny thing is, it's hard because when people ask you, they want the answer on the spot and they want that magic. And the magic is gonna come when I know where you're coming from, you know? So it's a difficult one.
Does it ever get, go ahead.
I'm gonna go, sorry.
Does it ever get frustrating being the go-to guy for this, like frustrating?
Nah, it's a privilege to be in a position that I'm in. Like, so no, I don't look at it like that. Even like, say I'm out and about and someone's just coming to, you know, say take a picture or something like that. People are like, it's annoying. It's like, nah, you got to remember, like, this is a privilege. It's a privilege, and also I remember there was not one time, but there's a handful of times when I've not wanted to do that picture or be friendly. And I remember one specific time was the worst time. It was like I just finished an argument, and this person came wanting a picture. And I was, and they saw me have the argument, so I was like, I was confused. I was thinking, you know, this is volatile. Why on earth are you coming now? And then, so I said no. But then, when I finished, I was scouring, trying to find that person, and I found them. And because I can't leave that person thinking that this is me. It's not me.
Straight up.
It's not me, man. But I found them, and I said, look, man, I was thinking like, let's do it, like that. And they were like, oh no, I get it. And I was so glad I found them because for me, you never get another opportunity. First impression.
Yeah.
Luckily, I did. He was still there. Yeah. So I found him, and I let him know that wasn't me, you know. But with that being said, I don't get annoyed. Like, I feel like it's a privilege, you know. So I'm always open to take pictures with people, talk to people, try and impart advice where I can, when I can. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though. When you said that question, I don't like when that question comes from someone that doesn't really care about the answer, just wants to talk.
That's real. Because
I'm not just like, I'm going to give you advice to really help you. I'm
give you a
I'm
game
going to take
plan.
you serious. Yep. So if I then start talking and you're just, oh yeah, okay, cool. And
You just want to start.
You just want to talk to me. You just want to talk.
And that's not cool.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to ask me that, let's like
Time
I'm
is
not even
valuable.
being in a rush, but I'm going to give you some time quickly to try and help you. And if you're just like not even taking it in,
because I'm actually taking time, not even time, but I'm being thoughtful.
Yeah, I'm being thoughtful. That's the thing.
I'm being thoughtful. I'm not giving you no bullshit.
Because I take that question serious. I'm not gonna lie. Like if someone asks me that, I'm gonna think quickly. How can I actually help you? Not just talk rubbish in your face. Actually help you. And then if you're not receiving that in any kind of like way, that's letting me know that you know, you're listening.
That's why you ask. That's why you ask a question like, okay, what have you done?
Exactly.
Before you just say, oh, just get on a trip.
Yeah. Because we can pretend.
Yeah.
I can say that and then, hey, we done? Yeah, cool. Yeah. That was a waste. That was nothing for no one. You know.
Great.
So,
Bro, I wanna bring it back to you and your wife.
Yeah.
I wanna assume that you guys moved to America for opportunity.
Yes. Well, to be honest, this is what it was. Before I left, business was good. I was doing very well. I came over like in 2013, saw the weather, saw the environment for fitness and thought this is a perfect place to live. I was already working for myself. I thought I want to live here. And then when me and Shan started dating, we had the conversation very early on. I think even before we became a couple, because I've always had a lot of things planned out, plan. Like everything's, you know. So I said to her, look, I'm looking to move to the States. I just need to know, is that something you'll be happy to do? Because the last thing I want to do is really get to us to start building.
Yep.
And then that comes around and it's like you don't want to move. And it's like,
It's very intentional.
you know?
Very intentional.
Very, very intentional. So, and she was like, yeah, I'm down. So Shan actually was living in London, but she's from an area called Colchester in Essex. So she was already used to upping and moving city on her own. And, you know, so when I said that, she was like, yeah. She even told me that years back when she was a kid, she told her parents she was going to move to America one day. So, you know, everything just happened to fit. So yeah, we moved together.
Okay, so I want to take it a step further. So you had the plans of wanting to move. She was open and down.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned earlier, you said, yo, you do really well by yourself, alone.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming now you're saying that you do really well with Shan, right?
100%, yeah.
But being so far away from home, do you guys ever get homesick? Because I mean, you guys have no family here, right?
No.
There's no family other than like the extended network and family that you have built here.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys kind of miss that, you know, from being away from home. So I'm just kind of curious, like, how are you guys dealing with that? You know, because I feel like that could weigh a lot on a relationship.
Well, me and Jalan were just comparing that we have our dogs, yeah? Well, I got a dog for Shan because she was starting to feel homesick. That's how we got, like, I never thought I was gonna be a dog owner, you know? And, you know, and then Shan, one time, like, she was like, we'd been talking about how she missed home, and she's like, Sim, I need something, man, you know? And then she's like, I want a dog. And I was like, yeah, straight, like, no questions asked, let's go get this dog, you know? And so there was that, and her parents and family come to visit, and then we go back like every quarter. Shan is very family orientated. You know, so she needs to have a family around her. So that's what we do in terms of the traveling. But me, yeah, I've always been like, well, now obviously my family is Shan, you know, and I like Shan to be with me when I travel. Like, so when I was doing the fitness stuff, like I was doing expos worldwide, I was doing seminars, etc. I will make sure Shan comes with me to everything because I love having Shan around. So even though I came from just being cool by myself, now I want Shan everywhere with me, you know?
I love that.
So we've traveled. Like, I remember when COVID hit, it was funny because obviously it's funny, but it's not funny in terms of, like, we laughed and said a lot of people are really gonna find out what their relationship actually is now they have to spend time together. But we were laughing because we're always together. Mm-hmm. This is calm for us. This is nothing. You know, like we've been together. We traveled together. At that point we were training together as well. So we were just together, never getting tired of each other. You know, it's funny. I remember I was traveling one time and someone was like, I think they referenced basically getting away from your significant other. And I was like, I don't relate, man.
I don't relate.
If I could bring Shan, I'm bringing Shan.
I go everywhere.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, I don't relate.
Here.
You know, I've never, like I said, it's what, 9 years. I've never been in a headspace of, I need some space from you, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is, and I feel like it's the same for her. Man. Don't get it twisted. She's gone on her girls' holidays, you know, and I've gone with my guys, but there's never been a time when I've needed that. When I've said,
right.
I need some space.
That says a lot about her.
Yeah. Oh, it does. Yeah.
That says a lot about her, man.
Big time, man.
That says a lot about her.
I love having her around. Like, it's funny that I got this little thing, like, in my office. Sometimes she'll be walking past, you know, come have a little conversation, and then I'll be like, yo, sit down, man. Like, just chill. She'll be like, Sim, I've got stuff to do. I'm like, you can do it here. Like, just to have her in my office.
Just
like,
having
we're in the same house.
The energy.
Yeah, we're in the house.
You need the energy.
Just be here, man. Like, you don't have to talk. Just chill in my office, man. Yeah. Sometimes I get her to chill, but she's a busybody, man. She has to move, so she'll sit down for like 2 minutes and then Sim, I've got stuff to do, and then she'll leave, you know. But yeah, I love her company, you know.
Man, it's dope. It's dope just hearing you have this conversation because I love when men can just be fully just immersed in their woman and still maintain their masculinity.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And still not feel like they're jeopardizing their masculinity or coming off soft. I think so many men are just afraid to just say, hey, yo, like, I love being around my woman. I love having my woman wherever I go, right? And I think it's powerful, man. One of the things I really believe, I think, one of the keys to, like, being really, really committed is to take your woman everywhere. Yeah. Take your woman everywhere, right? If you have the opportunity to take your woman everywhere, take her, right? Because you're going to learn so much about just having her there, and you guys are going to create that bond. I think some people don't really enjoy their women's company like that. Yeah, that's why they're always trying to get away from them.
And I don't want to shit on anyone's relationship. Yeah. But if that's the case, I don't know. There might be some issues there, man, because you should want to have that person around. Although, like,
I still understand space.
Yeah, I do.
I still understand the idea of space. I completely.
I get that
completely. But like, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, yo, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I gotta go there. I want my woman with me, right? Because at this point in our lives, we're either gonna be solo or with our woman.
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? I'm either gonna be by myself or with my woman. I'm probably not gonna be with my homies because they got other things to do as well.
I want my woman by my side.
So I think it's great that people have that mindset.
I got a question for you guys. So, what do you feel would change in your relationships if and when you become married?
What will change?
Yeah. Do you feel like
I don't see much changing at all.
Okay.
You know, I think what will change is people's perspective on us. You know, I think they may hold us to a higher standard, a higher regard. But in terms of the way that Candace and I operate within our relationship, we already operate like we're married. We're already married. We've been married for 4 years. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, she's not gonna believe that. You know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying how we move and how we operate and how I treat her and how she treats me. I would be very disappointed if things did change. I would be disappointed. You know what I mean?
I think for me, bro, I think there will come just another level of urgency and protection. Right. I think once I'm able to call someone my wife, I just feel innately a different responsibility over the woman that has my last name.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. The woman that has my last name, the woman that's going to bear my children. It's like, yo, it's no longer she could just leave me and then we could just, she could just leave me or we could leave each other and then it just fizzle out. And then I heal and she heals and then we go doing our separate things. No. Right. It's no longer that. Now it's just like, yo, you got to really consider the implications of leaving someone, right? Not to like be negative, not to focus on the negative, but that's another element that changes, you know? So for me, big time, I think it changes. Obviously, you know, you're still gonna love and you're still gonna have fun and you're still gonna do all these things, but then you start, the documents start coming in, now everything, as far as the government goes, you guys are one now, right? So that requires a different type of, you know, approach to things. Yeah, man. I think for sure. For me personally, I think it change things in a good way.
I think for me, when we get married, vision just becomes clearer. Okay. So I think there now is a clear North Star created on, yo, this is how we're doing things. This is what we're working toward, and the underlining aspects of like I may not have trusted that or I didn't know what you meant by that. Those things get cleared up a little bit more. So like if I'm looking at like a relationship, it's like. I'm not throwing up the Illuminati sign tonight. But if I'm looking at it like a triangle, like a pyramid, right? The apex will be marriage and be at the top. So you got all of this stuff that you got to filter out before you get up there anyway. So by the time we get to the apex, I feel like that will be the one thing that we focus on. So whether it's partnership, businesses, our goals, our aspirations, you know, even when you start living together, just something as small as like, yo, what are you reading over there? Like, oh, okay, cool. This is what I got from what I just read. You and your partner live together, so I'm sure it's things that you read that you run by her. And you're like, yo, I just read this. Like, this was dope. Like last night, I'm watching a whole bunch of Simeon on YouTube, right? In the midst of me watching that, I was like, okay, cool, I'm done with this. It's this book that I'm reading. And I like to know about the person that I'm reading about as well, so I can know how I'm supposed to receive this energy of this person. Dude is a believer as well, so I'm like, okay, cool. His heart is open, so I'm cool with that. And we on YouTube, and we just looking at this guy on YouTube off of this book that I'm reading, and I'm just thinking, I was thinking the whole time, like, man, like it's small wins that you can have with your partner when they hear all the time, like being with your partner that you can just share, like, nah, this is where my head is at. Like those little subtle thoughts that you have in your head, I feel like they become so much, they're much louder now. You get to actually speak to your partner about those thoughts and those fears and the things that you always ever wanted. You get to fully expose those. Yeah. I think exposure just becomes, the nakedness becomes more clear. Yeah, man. That's what I'm looking forward to in marriage, and that's what I can expect as well.
So we got to know what changed for you.
I was on your page, so like we already married. Like that's how I felt, you know. Yep. But one thing that you said I can 100% agree with is the pride in the relationship. That came strong. Wow. It's like, yeah, that's my wife.
That's my wife.
It's a big deal, trust me.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Like I felt good. I feel good saying that now, you know. And even Shannon, when she told me, she's like, you know, my husband, I love it.
Yeah,
like,
sounds good.
Listen, your partner can be like, oh, my husband's coming. Oh, my husband's gonna do, my husband. When you hear that, you're like, yeah, my husband, that's me. You know, like so, it's a great feeling, man.
So like, yeah, when people hear, yo, my wife, hey, make sure my wife is there, or let me call my wife. Or I gotta go pick up my wife, or I was talking to my wife. People don't play around with
no combating.
No combating. Play around with you. When you say your wife, people do not play. Oh, Wife? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's beautiful.
Okay, cool. Whatever I
beautiful.
want, it comes second. You know.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, man. I think that. But talk to us about fatherhood, man. How has fatherhood changed you as a man, and what have you learned about yourself?
Yeah,
Fatherhood is it's one of those things where it's hard to. Any father that I speak to, like now, I say to them, we can't share how amazing this is in any way that anyone that doesn't have a child can actually understand until they do.
Yeah.
And like as soon as you have that, you're like, wow, I can't even like I can't describe it to you. It's the best feeling in the world. It's surreal. Like even like that's your baby, man. And everything that you've wanted for yourself in terms of your own aspirations, your own. Now you're like, do you know what? I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna get everything that you need to be successful and to enjoy life as well. I think I said it to a friend the other day. I need to make sure that my child has like adulthood is hard, man. It can be hard. So let's make sure that our kids have the best childhood ever. Just like really, 'cause that's the only time that you're just no responsibilities.
Yep.
Like make sure that they have the best childhood ever because adulthood is hard.
Yeah,
it's real hard. And so give them the best start that you can. So yeah, fatherhood has been surreal for me. Like even like every day, I'm just blown away. Like I'm sure, like if he could, you'd say, "Stop kissing me." Every day, like I just amazement. Sometimes I'm just lifting him up and just looking at him, and then these things push me in my face, and it's like because I'm just it's like I said, it's indescribable. But it's the best thing ever.
Does he help you work on your patience?
Does he help me work on my patience? Oh, big time. Yeah. Like in terms of it's not about you. Everything's about your baby and your family and the unit and your future. So it just focuses you. You're like laser focused now about making sure everything is as it should be. So yeah, no, definitely.
What's been the biggest adjustment now that you guys have Asher?
Your time is not yours. It's his, and you do everything around that. That's been the biggest. Your sleep, everything is baby first, Asher first. And then you mold your whole life around them. That's about them now, man.
Wow. Is that healthy for like relationships? You know what I mean? Because some people will argue that your kids come first, but then some people argue that say, "Hey, yo, you and I still have to come
what it is?
FTK.
You know what it is? And you know what? This is another thing I like about you guys. You're going to be aware of that, and you're probably all going to have conversations with your partners beforehand. I know I listen to you guys enough to know that you're going to have these conversations like we did before the baby comes, and you're going to set parameters to make sure that the marriage is strong and being focused on that you're intimate together, like often as needed. And like I said, I listen to you guys, so I feel like you have that communication with your partners that you're not going to let that slip.
Yeah. You
just have to discuss it. You just have to plan for it. It's not going to just happen. You can't just think that, I'm going to have the baby and then things are just going to coast. They're not going to coast. You have to plan. You have to actually be active in the decisions that you make and the plans that you make for your relationship. You actually have to put effort into your relationship in terms of the planning of it. Not just it's not just hope. It's not just gonna the wheels aren't just gonna keep turning.
No way.
You have to plan and and I owe that a lot of that to Shan, because like Shan reads a lot of books on stuff, and she takes little nuggets and she'll sit me down and be like, Sim, so this is what I've read. This is what we need to do. And I'm a joker, so I'm just like, go on. And I pretend that I'm being silly, but I'm taking everything in, and I'm very serious about the things she says. Like she'll even say, Sim, you're not taking it serious. I'm like, and I'm comedy, like I'm always messing around with her, but I am taking it serious. And like everything that she's brought to the table, I've assessed it and said, let's do that then. Yeah, I agree, like that. And sometimes I don't even want to, man. Sometimes I'm like, oh really? Like, but she's read it and it normally is, she's spot on.
It's better for y'all.
She's spot on, man,
Yeah.
So, but so I owe a lot of that to her. Yeah. Like she brings the planning, Sim, for us to blah, 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 we're going to need to do. I'm like, yeah, cool. All right. Like, I'll joke about it, but I'm going to do it.
Okay. I'm curious about something. Yeah. I'm an expecting father.
Yeah.
6.5 months.
Yeah.
6.5 months, man. We're going to soon be exactly where you are. Yeah. I do want to kind of talk about a little bit more serious, but on the aspect of how you received it as being a man and as a father. Postpartum.
Yes.
Following the birth of your son, how was that for you in dealing with the emotions, but also dealing with being a new father within the family? Like, how was that?
Yeah, like you can't take it personal. Like, you literally have to make sure that you're aware that she's going to be going through a whole bunch of emotions. Just to be open and ready and accepting of everything that you're going to witness, you know. And I tried my best to do that, you know, because it's a lot. It's a lot, and sometimes you're going to have to weigh things up in terms of, this is the hormones. This is not that this isn't real, but this is real. Like, this might be real, because a lot of the hormones can just make them act a certain way, and it's like, that's not necessary. This isn't gonna last, so don't panic.
Don't take it personal.
Don't panic. Like, don't take it personal. Don't panic about this, the way that she's acting out, or the things that she's just said about how she sees things going forward, because this is postpartum.
Yep.
And it does, like, I'm
It's
through
real.
it now. It does change, you know? Yeah. But trust me, like, there might be times when, like, because they're going through certain things, they might say something, and like, you're thinking, whoa, like, that's a lot. Like, and it's like, nah, just, their hormones are all over the place. Mm-hmm. So you can't take it all like, you just have to be the one that's level-headed, and you just know what's after it, you know, and help her through it, you know, as much as you can.
I'm glad you say it, because, you know, people right now say, like, yo, pregnancy, because I'm like, yo, pregnancy not for the weak. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, pregnancy is not for the weak. But they're like, yo, you're not even in the big leagues yet. You're not even in the game yet. When that baby drop, man, you think you getting stretched now.
Listen, let me just tell you that if it wasn't even day one, I don't know why, but day two, we were up at, like, I think it was like 2:30 in the morning, baby screaming, and there was a realization. I sat at the edge of the bed, and have you ever seen, you know, in the movies where they hold their head? I did that. In real time, like, I sat at the edge of the bed with my head, and I'm like, damn. Like, the baby, and these times, I've been at the hospital for 4 or 5 days. We'd been home for one night, didn't sleep. So it's like day two of no sleep. And she's up. Like, we're both looking at each other like, the fuck?
What do we do?
Like, and I'm my head in my hands, but we go through it. Yeah. And you know, I always say to Shan, look around. Look how many people in this world. Yeah. Loads of people did this, man. We got this. Loads of people did this. Like, come on, we can do this. Yeah. But at certain times, you're just
That's
like,
real.
That's real right there.
Yeah. Everyone's done it, man. There's billions of us.
And I feel like I'm a tough person.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like, those times I had my head in my hands like, damn, this is hard, man.
So you, earlier you mentioned that when you met Shan, you showed your homies her picture, and you said, yo, if her personality matches the way she looks, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, we have a lot of women that follow this channel and our show, and they're constantly seeking ways that they could be better, or for a man or whatever. So what are some things that Shan showed you, right? What are some personality things that she showed you to make you say, okay, I think this one's the one?
Well, I don't know if this was your last show that I listened to, but it was very recent. I heard it like last week. So you think you were mentioning moving, basically leaving everyone that you date with a good impression of you. Mm-hmm. I think that's a very poignant message, and I discussed it with Shan yesterday, because we were watching a show called Love Island. I don't know if you guys know about it.
You know, we know about Love Island.
Okay, so I'm watching Love Island, and there was an incident where the guy was flirting with a girl, and then decided eventually she's not the one for me. Chose who he chose, but the way that he delivered that to her was just rude, you know. And it's like, one of you guys said that you're supposed to leave everyone that you meet with a great impression of, like, your real impression of who you are. Mm-hmm. Like, whether you're dating, even if, and I said this to Shan, I said, even if a dude is dating a woman and his only intention and her only intention is just to sleep with each other, still leave that person thinking, that's a good guy, you know.
It's a good guy.
Straight up.
You know, I like the way that guy moves. You ain't like, you don't switch how you move just because of, this is gonna be like a little one night stand. No, move how you move. Like, let people, like, one of you said something so dope. It was something about, like, when that person leaves, they're gonna be like, that's a stand up dude, you know. And I think that's important, right? You know. So, and the reason I'm mentioning that is with one of you also mentioned about the cooking thing. You know, and when you asked what did Shan do, one time we weren't even in a relationship, we were just dating. My brother and my friend came round, I must have mentioned that I like cheesecake in some passing conversation. Shan made a cheesecake. I will never forget that because I'm like,
And y'all wasn't even dating.
no, we were dating, but we weren't a couple.
Okay, yep.
And people don't just be making cheesecake.
Nah, they don't.
Yes.
They don't.
That was
and I remember
wow.
she was like, I'm gonna make you a cheesecake. Nah, she made
game.
this cheesecake for us, and then just went about her business.
Yep.
I remember thinking, all right. And I look at it, this is years ago. This 10 years, I ain't forgot it.
Yep.
Because it's like that said to me like, wow. Like, but then also, me and Shan have always moved in a way where, like, we're open books to each other, man. Like from the beginning, it's like what you guys said about just being yourself. You know, it's not about how can I put it? Like putting on a facade for a specific purpose. It's just this is me. This is me, and she's always been the same. This is me. And so we're just so open that things have flowed that way, you know. But that was something that I picked up on, and I was like, wow, she did. And it's not a big deal. What? Just a cheesecake. But
No, it's a big deal.
But
It's a big deal, bro.
It's an act of service.
and she didn't eat it. It was for me. That's the thing. She didn't eat. She didn't even taste it.
It's an act of
It was
service.
me. Like, she knows that I like cheesecake. I'm gonna make you a cheesecake for you and your guys, and I'm gonna go about my business.
So you probably didn't even you probably couldn't even articulate it at first, where it's just like, yo, it's something. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's an act of service.
Yeah, act
and
of
we all
service,
have
yeah,
things.
yeah,
We all have things that pull us and say, yo, like, hey, this is what's really got me, and that's probably one of the things.
Like our relationship is funny because we done everything almost backwards because we were living together before we were even a couple.
Oh, how did that happen?
How that happened? She came over.
You a beast.
Listen to this. So she came over, and then she stayed a few nights, and then more nights, and then it was like, Sim, I gotta go back, you know. Obviously, she was going back. She was going to work. She was grabbing clothes, but she was staying over. And then eventually, she was like, Sim, okay, yeah, I gotta go back. I got clothes to wash. I'm like, I got a machine, man. Like, where I go on? I got a machine.
Wow.
Eventually, I was like, that's how we talk. So eventually, I was just like, she hadn't been home for time. I was like, just get your stuff, man. Like,
Come on, man.
Come on.
yeah. Just
I
get
like
your
you a
stuff.
little bit.
That goes back to what I was saying. I like you a little bit.
real quick. Go get yourself real quick. Come
But
on.
listen, that goes back to what I was saying about us enjoying each other's company. From the beginning, this is before we were even a couple. We were just together every day. And like, I just didn't want her to go back home. So she went and got her stuff, and then we were living together. Then we became a couple, and then the story writes itself, you know. But it's like we were living together before even being a couple. That's how long we've been living together, and I think that's a very important thing. Like, I know that there's certain ways that people do things in terms of, you know,
The traditional route.
the traditional route, but that was perfect because like we knew each other in and out. You know, so back to what you were saying about the marriage, like feeling like you're already married. You know each other.
Yep.
You know, this is icing, beautiful icing on top, being married, but you know each other. You've already done that. So yeah, you know.
Oh man, I love it.
I love it too.
I love it.
I love it too.
I
You
love
kept
it.
lit us up.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey.
You got something?
I mean, I'm just so excited about the passion that you speak
Yeah, I love
about
it.
your
No, seriously.
relationship with. You know, like that is to see you light up like this. First and foremost, it's gonna make her feel incredible. I mean, I'm
No,
sure.
Shan's so reserved. She'll just be like, she's chill. She's so chill.
I think it's dope because we've been talking about just like, I'm sure her intention wasn't to like, man, 10 years down the line, I want him to remember this cheesecake, but it was we talk about intention and impact. Yeah. Right. So like the intention, I'm sure was just like, I'm just gonna make him a cheesecake. Right. But the impact was like, yo, this woman could cook. Yeah. She cared about me. Yeah.
She thought about me.
She thought about me. Yeah. And matter of fact, not only me, my boy and my
my
brother here.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It's a big deal. Like I said, 10 years ago, I haven't forgot it.
You said it's a small deal, right? You just said it's a small deal. It was a small gesture. Yeah. And you said she just did it and walked away.
Yeah.
So it's probably a small gesture to her too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a big impact.
It's huge.
Huge.
Part of what we were talking about last episode, for, you know, when you're trying to court someone, right, whether you're a man or woman, those qualities you need to exemplify, even if you're not in a relationship, right? Even if this guy is not your husband, there's certain things you should exemplify because you just never know what can happen.
The analogy that you gave about the training, saying like, if you're not doing it in training, we're not putting you out there to try and attempt it out there. It's perfect.
This is how it is, bro.
Yeah.
But we don't get to hear you speak a lot, man, about just this stuff, man. So we definitely are just super grateful you came to rock out with us, man. Just,
Look,
seriously.
when I got the message, I was like 100%. Like I listen to you guys. I've listened to you guys for a long time now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always, sometimes I'll message Omar, like I found something funny. I'll say, yo, you guys are funny for this. I love the show, man. So it was a pleasure. And also, you guys watching, at the beginning, when like you see them vibing, that shit's real. These guys, these guys were vibing. They got me vibing. I was like, oh yeah. I'm moving my shoulders, you know. So yeah, that's real. That's
dope.
The real deal.
Let's go, bro.
That's cool, bro. Sam, bro, is there anything you want to tell us that you know you got some things going on that you want to highlight?
I mean, just check out my channel. You know, check out my YouTube channel to see what I'm doing. But I'm just getting on with it, man. I'm just having fun and you know just.
Life is good.
Life is good, yeah. Man.
Hey, wait, hold on. I'll do it. Ask this: does it get competitive, right, in terms of the fitness personalities, right? YouTube, social media. Does it get competitive in terms of like you seeing the top guys and saying, well, like, is it like, yo, I got to do more to top this guy, or I got to do more to top this guy? How does that work?
Not for me right now, and the reason being is because. I feel like I paid my dues. I started the fitness stuff like in terms of social media back in 2012, 2013. I was one of the first ones that really blew up, like exponential growth. So I feel like I paid my dues. I did. I'm still doing, but I did a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and people always need to remember this. It's cycles, man. It's going to be someone else is going to come up, you know, and they're going to take the top spot.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to be prepared for that. Make sure that you put yourself in a position where when you had the spotlight on you, you made good investments and you secured yours. You know, I made some good moves when I was at my peak. I'm still pushing to be at the to stay on top. But
you don't think you're at peak right now?
I'm talking about
in terms of like
in terms of the fitness following.
Okay,
it's gonna keep going. You know, like the people who were top couple years ago, you know, they're not the top now, but that's fine because there's new young faces. It's fine.
And also, like, what?
I'm in my mid-30s. There's 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds that's coming up now, and they're blowing up, and that's fine. It's exciting. But like I said, one thing, advice to them as well is just make sure that you secure yours, so that when that fame and that popularity does maybe start to dwindle, you've got yours secured. And by that, I'll be very specific in terms of. There's plenty of endorsements that's going to come your way, but endorsements aren't always going to be there. So what else you got?
Oof.
Yeah. How you like?
What's yours?
What's yours? You know. So that's something that people should remember.
Think about.
Yeah, think about. You know, like because you don't want to be in a position where a brand or a couple brands say, yeah.
We're
appreciate
good.
you, man.
Yeah. We got this guy.
We got this now.
Thank
and
you,
then you're like,
Hey, we got this guy. He's 21.
He's 21 and he's cheaper.
He's 21 and he's cheaper. That's real.
you're like, damn, man. Like, what am I gonna do? So yeah, secure yours. Yeah.
Okay. All right, fellas, what y'all got?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good, bro.
Man, hey, Sam, thank you for blessing us, man. We
Thank
appreciate
you guys,
it.
Seriously, bro.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate the fact that you wanted me to come on the show, man.
Yeah, of course.
It's a big deal.
This
for
is
me. I
exciting.
appreciate
This is
it.
exciting. Hey,
It's
man,
a big deal for you to be sitting here.
And
for
keep
us.
that energy everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Everywhere you
Hey,
go.
it's actually pretty cool, man. I don't ever want to undermine the fact that we could just call certain people we just call that are big deals. We don't want to undermine the fact that you're a big deal, bro.
Big deal, bro.
You know what I
Big
mean?
deal, bro.
You're a big
Sam,
deal, and it's people that's gonna watch this and like, yo, like I want access to him, right? So we definitely want to acknowledge you and give you your flowers while you're on the
Thank you,
couch.
man.
Straight up, bro.
Thank you, man. You're doing what you're doing, man. I love it.
If you're watching this right now, please go ahead. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Drop some feedback. Drop some comments. Please. Make sure you subscribe to us on all social platforms, on all streaming platforms at Nice and Neat the Podcast. Follow myself at Duke on Instagram, Omar.Bolden, Jalan at Just.Jalan, and Simeon at Simeon Panda. At everything. All right. Much love, much gratitude. Until next time, I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan.
I'm Simeon. Peace.
And this is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hunters, pledge allegiance, I stand.